What is up, everybody? Welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of the Odus Memorial Spring Open at Delphi Golf Course in Olympia, Washington. I'm Max Spears, and I'm joined here today with our tournament director and PAC-X Cup director, John Anderson. What's up, John?
Hey, Max. Thank you. This tournament I thought turned out great just because of the weather. It's the best weather we've ever had for a spring open. So a lot of hot scores and just avoiding the rain was a bonus.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to play in the sunshine. Got some good scores. Thank you to all of our sponsors for both this great tournament and for the PAC-X Cup. I've been playing a lot of these PAC-X Cup tournaments. It's a lot of fun. It's great for the state, and this is a tournament I look forward to every year, even though it's usually pouring down rain in the spring.
For sure. Yeah. So on the box, we got four gentlemen Yeah. So the first one up, I believe, is Ahrens. He's 16 years old, and he just throws far on this first hole. You'll see it.
Yeah, Carter's a great player. Some viewers may have even seen him on some Disc Golf Pro Tour coverage. Really good player, really young, and like John said, ton of power. He's probably going mid-range or fairway driver, I would imagine, for this hole. Puts a good move on it. Big flex. Depending on the skip, that'll be probably pin high right side, maybe just inside the circle.
Yeah. Next up is Kirby Snyder. He's looking for the same kind of shot, hang it out to the right and skip it past the road.
Yeah, and Kirby is our defending champion, I believe. Another good player, another guy with a nice amount of power, good smooth swing.
There you go.
See, yeah, it's safe on the left side. There's OB you can see lining both sides of this 410-foot hole one. Everybody's kind of done what they want so far. You want pretty much a straight shot, a little bit of flex, and just make it over that berm where the grass ends, and you can skip to the green. See if Isaac Strom here can put a good move on this one.
Get under, drop. Whoa. Still going.
Yeah, Isaac's hit a guardian tree there, probably back to the basket. Next up is TenKley. He's a local Olympian. Haven't been playing for a lot, or like maybe 3 years, but he's got all the power.
Put a hurting on it.
Yeah, he is a powerful player. I know he's going Undertaker on this first hole. Smooth swing, and that had plenty of power to reach the green, but does catch that guardian tree. Here we see Carter's dad out walking the course with him before we're up to Tim, who's the first out.
That turned all right for hitting a tree. Sitting right next to the basket.
Nice little smooch there off the guardian tree. Makes for an easy three. This is one, if you're not in the circle, you might give it a little bit of a bid, but an easy par feels fine on this first hole.
Ooh. Oh,
huge.
Great putt by Kirby.
Dude, Kirby.
Yeah, that's a huge putt from Kirby. Looked like he was just in bounds to take the birdie there. But that's got to be 80 feet?
At least,
pushing
yes.
Outside of circle 2?
For sure. And he knew he could run it the whole way with the mock X's that we're playing on.
Cool. A little timid there from Isaac. Here we've got Carter. Probably about circle's edge.
Yeah, that didn't look like a smooth stroke. A little short arm, I think.
Yeah, not his normal motion. Cleans up the par, though. And Kirby with the fireworks on the first hole.
Good start for the defending champ. So the next hole up is, if you're a right-hand, forehand player, you got this in the bag. It goes uphill and to the right, about 260 feet, just like Kirby did.
Yeah, great shot by Kirby. Plays maybe a little longer. It's fairly uphill, and you do have OB on both sides to contend with. Here we got Carter going the turnover line. What do you like here, John? Do you go turnover or you throw the forehand?
I don't have a forehand, so it's all turnover for me. Usually a meteor shot high up in the air.
Here we have a more direct line, it looks like, from Isaac.
Yeah. They're all
Pushes up there pretty nice, though.
They have a pretty good grouping. Hopefully Tim can join them.
Yeah, I like to try to aim for that tree that's right at the top of the hill on the corner. Anything that beats that right there, which Tim just went past, he's a little further outside, but that's still a nice nice spot to be to run a putt.
Yeah. And this is a challenging putt with the OB about 10 feet away from the basket. Something to think about. Just a little left.
Yeah, little action on Tim's putt. I'm sure he was feeling that pressure you were talking about with the OB. It does come up quick, especially when you're putting from 45 or further. If you give it a fair bid, it's a good chance it could go OB. We got Kirby. A little early on the delivery, maybe thinking about the OB line behind it, and comes out a little timid.
There it is. A little bit on the left side, but that basket caught it. Good hit.
Yeah, that's a nice birdie for Carter. Makes up for the wide putt on hole 1, collects himself a birdie. Isaac with that little bit more direct line gets CTP, and a nice stroke by him. Confident, high in the chains, strong side. And it looks like they're trying to figure out the line here for Tim.
See if they're out of bounds. Got to put in more white stakes.
The white stakes are pretty nice for if you can, get behind them, you can draw that visual line. It usually lets you know pretty quickly.
I thought I was out, honestly.
And it does look like he collected that par. Must have been inbounds. So we've got Kirby and Tim with the pars, Isaac and Carter with the birdies. As we move on to a really fun tee shot here on hole 3. Our first par 4 on the course. 560 feet. You're going to want to throw a big shot down this hill that fades left into those trees that you see way down there on the left side. If you hit it just right, you can find your way into the perfect gap and get even a jump putt up to the basket. Bunch of stuff to look out for. OB line right, the 2 OB bunkers, OB green, mandatory on the left. But when you throw it like, ooh, man, right in the bunker. That was looking good too.
Yeah, that tree knocked it down. That one's looking all right. If it comes out.
Yeah, big bend there.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's OB also. I don't know if they're facing a headwind out there, but that straightened that disc out.
Kirby goes a little higher. It's going to be early left, but there's still some birdie lines through there. You can still make the mandatory and fly over the fence that's on that side, and I'm sure he's happy to just be in bounds. Big bend here by Tim.
I think, yeah, Tim should have stayed in bounds. I didn't see it cross the cart path there. Yeah, Kirby's got some choices here. Oh, great upshot.
Yeah, that's beautiful from him. Oh yeah, looks like Tim found a nice inbound spot here. This actually isn't too bad. It's a little far, but two big gaps that you can throw through, which you can see Tim didn't quite pick which gap he wanted. Isaac throwing 3 here.
Great shot with a nice turnover there. He chose the biggest gap.
Yeah, that was nicely done by him. Carter also throwing 3. Needs to commit to one of these lines. Picks the big one. That should be pretty easy for him.
Good putt.
Nice hit.
Yeah. That's a nice birdie for Tim there. Drops it in. Made himself work for it, but earns it on the green. Nice delivery from Isaac. He really whips that thing in there with a lot of hyzer. But when he's feeling it, it's coming out pretty clean.
All right, settles for the par. Probably not what he wanted, but he'll have to take it.
You always think of the front 5 of this course as kind of its own little mini course before things really get going on hole 6. And Kirby's sitting in a nice spot. Getting 2 to 4 down in these first 5 holes is really nice and sets you up well for a lot of birdies later in the course.
Yeah, this next hole is 370 feet, but plays closer probably to 420. All these guys have the power to get there, but there's Obi on the right. That'll definitely be safe, but you might have to work around some trees on that side.
This hole in years past has played as one of the hardest holes on the course, I think because of that out of bounds on the right. You'll see a lot of players flip their shot up too much and travel onto the cart path, which Tim narrowly avoids here. But for this tournament, it played under par at negative 2.1, under 2.79 scoring average, and a fair amount of birdies.
I was real happy to see that they got the fountains working. Those were out of commission for a couple of years, so having them on again is something to talk about at least.
It was fun playing with them on. I had never seen them on. I think I've played this tournament maybe every time it's happened, and yeah, it was just a little something extra to think about while you try to shape this shot.
That looks nice. That's probably going to be a 45, 50 footer.
Yeah, that's great from Isaac. That's how I think about this shot. Flex it over the fountain, hit the hill with a little bit of hyzer, and skip straight. As Tim approaches from down the hill, here we have Kirby, pretty far left side. He's going to have to be mindful of the OB behind the basket, which he does nicely.
Another fun putt. A little high, a little left. Probably chose to float it in a little bit more with the OB behind it. Oh.
Just a little shy there from Isaac. Maybe thinking about that OB back there. Tim's got a little work here. Dang. Off the top for him. Wanted it. Pretty good bid, but a little too high. Everybody else just cleaning up. This is a not uncommon scorecard for this card, or for this hole. Bunch of pars. A little camera love there from Kirby, giving our cameraman Justin a very straight face.
Just staring into our souls there.
Shout out to the High Tide Flyers as well, which John represents. Little Western Washington team disc golf.
All right.
And here we've got hole 5. This is kind of like the par 3 mirror version of hole 3. Our players have 460 feet, a pond, and an OB green to try to navigate to find themselves down into that tree line you can see at the end of the fairway. The basket's about 40 feet past the edge of the tree line, mostly straight from where this tee is facing.
And for
This
this,
is a tough shot.
yeah, for this hole, you want to be confident that you're going to be throwing 400 if you want to challenge that green. Otherwise, you can always dump it off to the left because there's plenty of room.
Yeah, it's not too difficult to clear the pond that you can see down there on the left. Like John said, there's a lot of bailout room on the left. Really nice shot here from Isaac as he flexes it out nicely, breaks the tree line. He'll be rewarded with a circle 2 birdie look. Oh, a little over crank there from Tim. Should be fine. You know he wanted more with his power, though.
For sure. At least see a full flight. But good thing that trees knocked him down inbounds.
Yeah, it can get a little scary on this hole when you release it late, because a lot of times those trees will grab your disc and kick you back inbounds, but sometimes you just find your way through and you're in somebody's yard and you're taking an extra stroke and you gotta talk to the neighbors in the meantime.
Yeah, didn't look too on target out of his hand.
Now that one was left the whole way. Isaac can't convert from the nice drive. Let's see if Kirby can clean up his par here. He's probably sitting at about 30 feet here, maybe a touch closer, but this is a tricky putt. Not one that you want to miss when you're putting for par, but far enough that it makes you think about it.
Yeah, this is actually,
There, look.
this is the newest basket on the course. Last fall, the previous one got smushed by a fallen tree. So you might notice it doesn't have an orange target sticker on it.
So this is the basket that became the practice basket, or
Yep.
the one that used to be here. Okay. Yeah, there's a crooked, but still very good at catching, practice target now.
Our friend Ray Chazez, he took it home with him for a few days and spent a lot of time re-bending and heating it up and trying to make a circle out of it, but it is what it is. It catches discs. So this fun
He
hole.
did a good job.
Yeah, he did. Hole 6, 447. It's all of 447, but you got to bend it to the right. And it's just a real pretty hole with a fountain. Let's see if he made the elbow. I think it's there.
Yeah, that looked great. This is a really fun shot. If you hit it correctly, it's one of the prettiest flights in disc golf. High, turning, pushing, OB to navigate. Right, there's a green out there, an OB bunker. Yeah, as Isaac finds the green. The pond that you can see. There's some kids doing some fundraising, giving out free drinks on the road on the left. Shout out to them. We got a nice fizzy water from them.
Oh, that's ripped. Get up there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is that hit something or just cut roll?
Man, I wonder if he caught one of the rocks up there or the edge of one of the trees as that came down. That was looking pretty good.
And that's probably a little inside, but it's really usually not an issue because you have a gap with the cart path leading through the trees. Oh, there's our friends.
Yep, there's the free drink brigade. Shouts out to them. They were out all weekend.
Here's Kirby.
Yeah, I kind of like this this right side Kirby's on. I'm sure he'd like to be closer, but there's some fun gaps to throw through over there. They're pretty fair. Sometimes it's nice to have something framed up on an open course where you know, okay, I just got to hit this one spot.
Good attempt by Tim.
Yeah, that's a nice bid.
Wow. That's interesting. I've never seen any disc land there on this hole. Let's see if he hits it.
Oh no, that looked perfect.
Basket didn't do its job.
No, that was a great bid by Carter. Nice effort from Isaac to try and save his par, but he's going to have to settle for bogey at best. As Kirby cleans up his par. Yeah, that was a surprising spot to see Carter. I thought his shot maybe pushed further, but must have turned over a little more.
Bogey after
Isaac.
OB green.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't love that. This is one you want to at least get a par on. As he drops back down to even. Carter, I'm sure, feeling some frustrations from the spit out there, but still lots of birdies to get as we move on to hole 7, our second par 4 of the day. 490 feet, plays a little longer as it's uphill most of the way to the basket. You can really throw almost anything you want off of this tee pad. You can throw a right-handed backhand that turns over slightly or a lot. You can throw a roller, you can throw a big forehand. Anything that gets you out either to the right or straight down into that tree line plays well. That was a nice shot by Carter. He appears to be far enough right to have that main gap to approach.
When I play this, there's a good looking shot. He'll be right in line with the biggest gap down there. Should be an easy 3.
Yeah, that was huge.
And here's Isaac lining it up. I've seen some crazy rollers on this hole, but he's keeping it up in the air. He'll probably have a 220 shot to the pin. Our good friend Josh Kendall, sponsor of this basket, and actually his house is just left of this fairway, so.
Nice. I was talking to some of the other neighbors during this tournament and heard there were some disc golfers out there.
Oh, Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac chastising himself there. He had a pretty nice line at that and just wasn't able to drop it in.
Carter with
Pretty
a
good shot by Carter.
Tim. Good try. That was pretty far.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice spot for the eagle bid, but definitely far, very far jump putt to really try and keep on the pole. Oh.
Good attempt. Little left.
This is probably one of those holes that Isaac is wishing he could play over.
Yes. And I'm just happy to see that this green doesn't have a puddle all around it, because when it's wet, it collects all around this basket. But we're dry, we're sunny, we're wearing shorts. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this green looked great. It was nice and dry, easy to putt on, and this is definitely a hole that you're looking to score a birdie on. It played over a half stroke under par at 3.38 average. We had 60% of the field get a birdie, and it looks like there were even one eagle on the day. Shout out to Emmett Kaizen.
This next hole is your standard right to left fairway driver at 330. If you keep it low and it ends left, you should have a putt. Kirby's a little long, but he's still within range for sure.
Yeah, I like the long miss. I think it gives you the best putt. Coming in a little early, sometimes you can have those trees to contend with. And if you throw it a little wide, but right distance, you can end up in some annoying spots behind that little ridge covered in bushes. Nice shot by Tim there. Yeah, this isn't a stretch where I'm sure these players are trying to score. 7, 8, and 9 are all pretty straightforward holes after a difficult start to the course. And you know these players want to get it going here, as Kirby is a little bit low on his birdie putt.
Great putt by Carter.
Yeah, that's a nice stroke. That was his putt, maybe the most firmly on the pole of all the putts we've seen from him today.
Tim cleaning it up, getting his par.
Yeah, nice putt from him. Isaac here looking to get back off the board. It's gone a little up and down today, but still plenty of time to turn this round around. Yeah, I'm sure him and Kirby are both gonna feel some frustrations going into hole 9. Kirby was pretty far out, but both of them, I'm sure, wanted this hole.
For sure. Yeah, this is where you want to start scoring. This is the easiest hole on the course at 245. Not much in the way until you get closer to the basket, but for right-handed players, it looks like what Carter just did.
Yeah, this is one you're licking your chops. You want to be able to just count this as a birdie, throw a hyzer, make your putt, move on to hole 10. But you can see some skips here. Yeah, this hole had 67% of our players birdie on the day. Everybody's in range, other than Carter. I would think Kirby and Tim want to be a little bit closer. They still got a good chance at this. What do you throw here, John? Do you go like zone or raptor, or are you throwing something over stable?
I'm throwing a hornet. Try to, just like what they just threw, way out to the right and let it skip around the 2 guardian trees.
Yeah, it's interesting the speeds you'll see players throw on this hole. Everything from a 2 to a 10 speed you might see.
Good putt.
It's a nice putt here. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a windy day, I'd bring out the raptor just to, to fight the wind. But everything off to the right and let it skip in. Tough bid for Tim there.
Yeah, right off the number plate. It's an optical illusion with the camera. I couldn't even see the number plate. I thought maybe he pressed the brake button on his disc.
Here's a birdie for Carter. So after 9 holes, Carter's 4 down, which is an okay start. I'm sure he expected more, but
Oh. That's, I guess, what the hyzer putt can get you.
you don't see that very often on these baskets, though. That's tough.
Yeah, settling for
Alright.
par there. Here we've got some highlights from our players. Isaac with the nice shot here on hole 4. Looked like we had Carter at 4 under, Kirby at 2, Isaac at even, and Tim at 1 down. There's that great putt from Kirby again. Yeah, run that back.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. John, thanks for being here with me to do some commentary. And thank you for all your hard work this weekend. We will be back for part 2. Come check us out. Again, I'm Max Spears, and I'm joined here with John Anderson.
Thanks, Max. We'll see ya.
Check out fairwaymedia.golf. See you guys on the back.